currently on about 2 weeks before the MOT is due, and I have somewhat issues with the locking system, which are very easy for you to understand. As you can see, the door is locked, because if you try and open the door and lock, it instantly locks again. Lock the door, open the locks. So at first I thought this was something to do with the engine management stuff, the body control module, which is part of the engine management system, which is hiding under here. I do have a video I'll put together at some point of me taking apart that. Turns out it's something to do with the actuators in the doors. I don't know if it's that one or if it's this one. I've ordered the one for this side because I feel like it might be this one. So now I'm going to show you how to take the door apart. We're going to swap over for a replacement actuator, which are really hard to find. So I know it looks like a mess. These are called just latches, door latch on the internet rather than actuators. If you look for those, you end up having to pay £950 or something. So the door latch replacement is what this really is, and we will see how this goes. First step, a tiny little notch hidden at the top of the handle there. Just pop that away, and the handle will then come away all the way down the length, and we'll just pop that off like so. There's the handle off, revealing another screw or two. So the tweeter I've got off again by just prising very gently at the top there to pull it away, and that comes away nice and easy with these rubber little spots here. I can now just unplug that. So basically we're up to the main door now. We've got down here, one here, and then we come to the outside where we'll be taking off the little plastic covers here and down, and at that point we really should be able to just remove the whole door card off. Card seems a bit basic for what is quite a lot of plastic. Never mind. These are little covers from the outside screws. They just are pop-on things that you get in IKEA or something. You can use probably the edge of a screwdriver I got with, or you can try like a little knife blade or something if you're being very careful, but they'll just pop off pretty easy, so don't worry about breaking them too much. Should be free there. Oh, I've missed a screw. Start again. Right, that other screw is out. It is now lifting up, so we need to just push it upwards, bring it gently down, and unclip one for the window switches there. And there's another cable down here somewhere, which I don't really know what it's for, but it's coming out. And that is now the door card away. I'm going to start where the cable tucks in there, just so I've got a start point. I'm just going to gently prise. It's coming away pretty easy. I just obviously don't want to have to damage this, and I'm hoping that because this stuff is quite sticky I can actually use it to reattach it. So just gently I'm going to go around carefully to get this off properly. So I got it away pretty cleanly. You can see it just pulls off, and you've got this nice channel for it to stick back into, so you can see where you're going with it. Yeah, and also a chance to see inside the door and see that actually that isn't rust or anything, that is stuff sticking this massive steel bar down the middle, which is always nice. Not a lot of rust to speak of, which is always good to see when you open a car like that. Pretty solid, so solidly made. So what we actually come here for is the lock mechanism around here, and the next thing I'm going to be looking at is removing some bolts from here. So we've got the screws off. This bit is going to be very hard to see. I'm going inside the door. I'm looking at two yellow lights, not open here, attachments. Those rods come from the latch unit here, which is what we're looking at here. And they go up there and they connect to two yellow little plastic tabs. So it was one of those near impossible to film things where I basically had to get my hand in, push the yellow tab off where it's connecting, and then pull the black bit out, which is this rod you can see in the middle of shot here. Sorry, I can't move my light on here. And the second one was the little yellowy white tab about middle or lower down on the screen, where we've got another tab here. So that's the one there that's pulled out of that plastic one just next to it, having issues. And that tab there is the clear one, and then higher up we have the yellow tab that's just popped out backwards. Hopefully it'll make sense if you're trying this. This is a bit easier. I just need to pop these two out along here. When we get to here, same thing really, popping it out and popping the connector out there. Again, two-handed job unfortunately. I can sort of show you here because it's similar to what I had to do earlier inside the door. So I've pulled that bit out there, and what you need to do, and the same as the one inside the door, is push the plastic bit away, and then that should just, yeah, ignore the issues we're having with that. I really need to unplug it. That'll just pop up out. Do the same on the bottom one. Note obviously the colour order of these, because it'll make it easier when we swap it for the other one. Literally just took the cables off and pulled this away. Obviously with everything screwed off, it's got a bit of oil on, but it's not enough to hold it in place. We're now removing the clip, which is, I've flipped it right over, pushing the visible side where the little red thing is in, and just wiggling it until it pops off, and we have the old unit out of the way. I probably didn't need to remove as much plastic as I did. I just wanted to make sure I had enough clearance to see everything. So bolted the new unit back in. It just had a bit of a fit clicking on and off, so that suggests, unfortunately, I probably haven't managed to fix the problem. It's probably the other side, but that's good because I need to know that I have to order another one before the MOT is due, as previously mentioned. So this is the thing I was saying about, I know that the white one was the bottom one, so we can swap these in. The unit is not 100% identical, but it obviously is the correct thing. It does fit. It just looks ever so slightly different, but that's okay. Swap them there over, swap them there over. There we go. Let's get that in there. You don't often get to see me fiddling around with stuff because I'm normally trying to film my own, so this is very exciting. There we go. Again, push the plastic clips back over, hold it in place, and lock it in with the cable guides. There they are. And now attempting to do the inside. There's no point me filming this because you will not be able to see anything. So there we go. So easy enough to pop back on. You need to lift the whole thing, rest it on that top frame there, and just go around, pop everything back in place, and then just the reverse of what I showed you earlier for getting the rest on. Obviously, as I said, I already know that I will be doing the other side because that has not fixed the problem, so I really hope that the other side will fix this problem. Hope your car fixes from the same thing. Good luck. Finally managed to get hold of the driver's side latch system. This was a 20-minute job, so I haven't filmed it all. I just brought the plastic down to about the top half, so it's much easier to get into it, so I haven't even had to take this bracket off. Big difference here is more plugs, because obviously you've got the other controls on the driver's side as well. Just as easy, to be honest. So this has been a while in the making. At some point I'll probably have the video up of me taking out the BCM, the body control module, which is like the internal ECU, and having to take off some relays on that, resolder those, which is never the best idea in the world, because I assumed it was part of the system. Like the indicators go, people have weird switching off and on of those, and that's on the relay. And I couldn't find much else at the time, and I thought one of the other relays was going to be for the central locking system. Not the case, done all that, taken it back, not working. Then I went searching through the internet and found a bit about the actuators in the doors. That took time because you've got to realise that they're super expensive unless you search for just door latch, and they seem like you can't find any, and then you realise there's a few about. I think I paid 30 quid for one, 25 for the other. The driver done's really hard to find, but now we're there again. The door is, as you can see next to me, back together, and the car is locked. Nothing happens. Car is unlocked. So as I said before, I think possibly the passenger one and the driver one were both faulty in slightly different ways, obviously. Just basically both wearing out, because it's not like you use one and not the other, because they're linked, obviously. They're both open and closed at the same time, so maybe it's just that point for them. This is a separate issue to if you're having weird things going on with your key fob. I've done another video on that one if that helps. That's if your batteries go and these don't sync anymore. That's a separate issue to the off and open close locking thing. That's slightly different. Hopefully you'll have a working Hyundai, which now I also appear to have, so I'm very pleased about that. So good luck.